Hello, welcome to Real Estate Business with Debo at Dijano. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, the MD of Realty Point Limited. They call us the Sack Your Landlord people. I started a series a while ago. I've done part 1, part 2, and I'll be doing part 3 today, talking about what a real estate property developer, should do at times like this, at inflationary times like this, where inflation is just on the way up. We've divided it up into the two major concerns of cost and price. Cost and price. I then started to drill down on cost, and I will continue in that direction. In subsequent edition, I will talk about what you can do regarding price in terms of the strategy you can adopt to ensure that you don't lose your shirt at a time like this. I mean, when you go to the market today to buy materials and the price is a certain amount, and by the time you go back there the next day or the next week, it has also climbed. And as a developer, we sell off plan and things like that a lot of times, and you just don't want to get yourself caught in between and be stranded in terms of losing your shirt, not being able to recoup your investment. And when you sold out, you can imagine what that means. So if you've missed any of the episodes, I would encourage you to go watch, because right here today, I'll be talking about another strategy. But before we get into it, I spend a lot of time putting out very quality videos. And I would encourage you, if you've not subscribed to this channel, to please click on the subscription button. Yes, please do that. We have well over 180 something videos already on this channel, full of very informative, educative materials that would help you. If you're a real estate person, you are into sales, you are interested in your personal finance, freedom, and you're an entrepreneur. Those are the 4 areas that I try to cover on this channel. So please subscribe if you've not, and click on the notification button. What that will enable you to do is whenever we drop a video, you'll be one of the first to know. So I'll be right back to share the strategy for today. Hedging. You have to know how to hedge so you can avoid the price fluctuations that exist in inflationary periods like this as a developer. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So as a developer and in a time like this, you have to know how to conduct a massive, aggressive hedging operation. Now, depending on your working capital, hedging can be easier for you as compared to another person. By the time I break it down, you would understand. Now, this is what I mean by hedging. You know that prices are going up, right? So what about trying to, buy ahead? Bulk buying, I mean. So buy your stuff. So you want to do a project right now, you have some of your funds available. Why not secure the very important part of your construction cost? Things like the cement, reinforcement, and a number of your finishing items, tiles, POP, cement. Why don't you get those materials, your doors and stuff like that? Why don't you get those materials pre-purchased? Have a contract with the supplier and agree on an amount to pay the supplier, and lock down the volume or the quantity you'll be requiring. Your suppliers, your granite, your sand suppliers and things like that, very reliable ones. Now, when doing bulk buying, you need to deal with very reliable suppliers, especially if you are going to just be picking the items from them whenever you need them. As in, you are not planning to take on the items from off them. You need to really, really ensure that you are dealing with a very reliable and trusted supplier. Because I've had instances where we've paid for a product, and at an agreed rate, and it so happens that shortly after that, prices went up. Guess what one of these suppliers did to us some time ago? It paid back our money into our account and said, you know what? Prices have gone up. We really can't keep your property, your materials at this price again. When you are ready, you buy at the new price. Here is your money. They refunded our money. Whereas I have experiences with other suppliers whom would have agreed rate and all and will pay them off, and we can pick those materials as and when needed. Over a time, over a long time, whether material prices changes or not is none of our business. Because guess what? For when it is workable, it's a win-win situation for both parties. I provided you with funds ahead, and you can trade with that fund and just ensure that whenever I need this material, I have it available, the quantities we've agreed on. You know? So I don't know how difficult that can be. But you see, I also understand that in some instances, really, the market fluctuation can be so rapid, so frequent that it may not really make sense that they hold your money, because they really can't turn it over and make any profitable margin, any meaningful margin at the rate the prices are jumping. So it's really better for them to return your money. And that was why I, in a way, understood with that supplier, even though I felt that, we could have done something. They could have called us to say, okay, come and pick your stuff now, because prices are going up. So that otherwise, if we can't pick it by so and so time, we'll refund your money. That is very understandable, but I guess they have their own reasons. So you need to watch out. Bulk buying is a very good way to do it. And buy the very essential, the very naughty materials, materials that would always go up. The fluctuation will always be high during this kind of time, which is cement, reinforcement, Some of the supplies, you can arrange that. So go to the sources. When you are bulk buying, go to the sources, to the main sources, and negotiate good rates, give them the money. Now, what makes bulk buying a lot easier is if you can go ahead and make provision for warehousing. Yes, make provision for warehousing. That helps you. Because what we'll then be doing is that once you buy, you take it off the supplier, and you are able to put in your own warehouse, and you can use it as you require. Okay? That helps you. Now, the challenge with that you have to deal with is the issue of theft. And you must have very sound and qualitative material control processes. Okay? Your storekeeping procedure must be very, very sound. Security around your site must be very, very top-notch. Otherwise, your material that you think you've saved up, you bought, and you've secured could be pilfered away, such that when you now need them, you bought maybe only God knows 50 tons of reinforcement, 16 mm, for example. By the time you want to use them, you may not find more than about 40 tons. 10 tons stolen, and that's a lot of money, So, or you bought some doors, some tiles, packet of tiles and all of that, and then they've stolen some of them. Cements, and they've stolen some of them, So, you have to have a thorough, first, a safe, conducive, warehousing arrangement that can keep the materials, especially those ones that can get bad, that can keep them in very safe condition, and you are not buying quantities that you would not use up before they go bad. Okay? That's one. Two, you have to have very qualitative storekeeping process such that pilferage and all can be minimized to the barest. Okay? Very, very important. Because why is hedging by way of bulk buying and warehousing very important? It helps you to lock in the price. So if I've pushed out a project at a particular price, looking at a particular quantity, okay, and I'm able to raise some money to buy materials at those prices and lock them in, it helps me to be able to deliver that project at the prices that I've agreed with my purchasers, with possibility of, with very little need to probably review price and all of that. So that is important, a strategy for you to consider, especially if you have the funds. If you have the funds, hey, do bulk buying, do warehousing. It will help you bring down your costs. I hope that has helped you. That's another strategy today. And next time when I come your way, still following this series, I'll be sharing another strategy. Remember, they're just divided into cost and pricing. And we've been talking about cost. The last time, when we meet, I'll be sharing the last strategy. It's not exhaustive, but at least the last strategy that I will be sharing on the cost aspect. And then we move on to the pricing aspect of it. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed it, please why not tell someone else? Tell someone that is into real estate, that is into sales, that is into financial freedom, interested in their personal finance, and that is an entrepreneur. They will find something beneficial on this channel. And then if you've not subscribed, please once again click on the subscription button. Yes, click on subscribe right now. Click on subscribe right now. Yes, do that right away. Thank you very much for doing so. So I look forward to seeing you again in our next episode. Till I come your way, my name is Debo Adejano. Keep sacking your landlord. Thank you.